guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, is another, I guess, poll-esque video. I put a community post a few days ago, and I asked, what are some things you want me to cover on the channel? And one of the comments was from Comics Animations with 2 Z's, Comics Animations 18. What are your thoughts on anime? Now, if you can tell from the thumbnail and the title, you probably know I'm going to be talking about anime, but that's the topic of this video. Now, to be honest, I haven't necessarily seen a whole lot of anime before. If from the thumbnail, you've seen Ninjago Season 11, which is, of course, they did it a little bit in other seasons, but primarily in Season 11, the Ice chapter is kind of when they delved into the, anime style, I guess, where, they kind of look like Simpson characters. Jay and the Ninja, they all look like, well, like anime people. They're not animating and they're not emoting and they're not doing Lego thing. They don't have the cup hands. They look like normal people, but they're yellow people, but they're also anime. It's kind of weird. And then you also have, of course, Pokemon, which I was introduced to as a little baby kid. Not that young, of course. I wouldn't say it's a kid show, but it definitely is. I saw it when I was maybe like 8 or 9. So for kids, but not just for kids. You know what I'm saying. But I do think that it is worth noting that I haven't seen a whole lot of anime. I don't know. I never really gave it much thought. Of course, like I said, in high school we had, film club, stuff like that, where we would go and I'd bring like the Wolverine or, Batman, the Lego Ninjago movie, and they'd bring Ponyo or some other anime movie. They were okay, but I, for some reason, never got into it. I think one of the main reasons why I never necessarily got into anime was because, Pokemon was such a big deal when I was a kid. It still is a big deal to me. I love Pokemon. I always will. But when I was getting introduced to it, that was when it, really hit home, and I was like, wow, I want all the cards, I want all the toys, I want to watch the entire show, I want to play all the games, and I still want all those things. That hasn't changed, but I just haven't seen, much other anime besides Pokemon because it was such a big thing. I saw the occasional Yu-Gi-Oh! I saw Sonic X, I think. There was some Kirby, I think some Kirby anime. There was, like I said, the Ninjago thing, which, if that even counts. I don't even know if Pokemon counts, because, talking about anime, it's a strange thing. Because I'll say this is anime, and then people go like, no, you idiot, Black Butler, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or, that's all I know. Evangelion, or whatever, Sailor Moon, those are, like, legit anime. Pokemon's not anime. What are you, a turd? Same thing, like, I was telling my one friend, I'm like, hey, Jurassic Park is a good horror movie. It's like, what? Not a horror movie, dude. I'm like, yeah, it's a horror, right? I mean, it's scary at times, it's a thriller. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like that, maybe Pokemon isn't necessarily an anime, I have Invader Zim on DVD, the entire show, and, on the back of the box, it says Anime Works, so is Invader Zim an anime? I don't really know. Again, as you can probably tell, I'm not that, I guess, well-versed in anime, but, again, I don't have any disposition to it. I don't hate it. I just haven't really seen a lot of it. Again, like I said, Pokemon was such a big thing for me, I never really gave it much thought. And then I had other family members and friends who would watch anime, and they would watch the more mature, teenage, adult-oriented anime, and I was still watching Pokemon, and I'm still watching Pokemon. And, they're like, oh, have you seen this show, and that show, and Attack on Titan, and this, and Invincible? And I'm like, no. Like, no. You know what I mean? So, I guess I'll end this video by just saying, not end, but kind of bring up the question, what kind of anime do you want me to watch? I don't have cable, I only have Disney Plus, so it's going to be kind of hard to watch this stuff, but, I'll try my darndest, okay? I'll try my best, because Disney Plus doesn't have a whole lot of anime on it, but we'll see. But yeah, again, tell me, in the comments. I'll look some stuff up on YouTube. I'll see what I can dig up, because I want to get into more anime, much like horror. I was like, I'm not a big fan of horror, and then I watched Evil Dead. I was like, I'm a fan of horror, not every horror thing ever, but I like it more than I did, prior to watching Evil Dead. Same exact thing with, anime. I love watching the Ninjago anime stuff. I love Pokemon. I played all the games. I watched all the movies. I played the, the DS games, like I said, and the Wii games, like the weird motion thing. There was a GameCube, like, Hey You Pikachu, where you tell Pikachu, get off his fat ass, and he just wouldn't. Games like that. And then you also have, the card stuff and whatnot. But Pokemon is and was such a big part of my franchise, I guess, life. And it still is, like I said. But it's, I have people that were like, oh, I'm watching Black Butler. And I'm like, what the heck's Black Butler? What? And they're like, hey, I'm watching Attack on Titan. Attack on what? So I never I never really watched it, but again, I'm not saying I don't want to, I just haven't. So, good question, Comics Animations 18. You know, I wanted to make my own little separate video for all these things, but Pokemon, basically the big thing. You know, there were the occasional Beyblade, you know, the Beyblades, I would collect all those. You know, we had the big, you know, stadium, and we do that kind of thing on them. You know, we go, let it rip, and we do that. We also had, you know, all the Bakugan, you know, so they had shows, you know, Digimon. They had all these crazy, and those were all kind of copying Pokemon, let's be honest, but especially Digimon. But, you know, those types of shows I saw, you know, I had, for some reason, like I said, I never had cable growing up, but for some reason, like, on these weird, like, public access channels on my television, they have, like, these, you know, anime, Digimon, Pokemon, you know, type stuff, and that's why I would watch them. But I never really, like I said, got into straight up watching, like, you know, hardcore getting into anime besides for and basically Pokemon. So I want to just kind of, again, ask you guys what do you want me to watch. But yeah, like I said, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Sonic X, Kirby, I think once, that Ninjago thing. So obviously, as you can tell, I'm not very well versed in the, you know, anime world. I guess Invader Zim, if that counts, that type of thing as well. But, you know, tell me what you think. What should I start watching? I want to watch Attack on Titan, maybe. You know, a lot of this stuff is kind of, you know, old and over with, but you know, I haven't seen them, so I'd like to very much get into some of the stuff, and I think it'd be a good place to go. Because again, like I said with horror, originally I said I don't really like horror. And then I watched Evil Dead, and I said, okay, I like some. You know, I'm not saying I like all of it, but I'll watch more horror stuff now. Same exact thing with anime. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this different realm of Japanese, Asian style animation has to deal with. I'm very excited to see how much, you know, we can get into. Because look, every time we go to Disney World and we go to Epcot, you know, World Showcase, and they have all the countries. They had you know, Japan, and they have China. So in Japan, there's a show, a store called Mitsukashi, and we would go in there, and I don't know what, we go in there, and what would end up happening is, you know, I'd see a bunch of, I'd gravitate toward the Pokemon shite, because that's what I effing knew, but there were like umbrellas, and there were like ninja things, and of course not Ninjago, because that's not really anime, apart from that one segment, but, you know, there was some stuff in there that had some anime stuff, and I was like, oh, I know Zelda, you know, I know this, I know that, but other than basically Mario, Zelda, and you know, Pokemon, which Mario isn't even anime, but I guess Nintendo, whatever. You know, I was just kind of in that store looking at Pokemon for 20 minutes, and then we leave. You know, China didn't have any stores like that. They had good food. Japan had the cool stores. But, you know, it was cool to see a store. So hopefully, if I can get into anime that isn't Pokemon, you know, next time I go to the Japan store in Epcot, next time we go to Disney World, hopefully I'll be able to see some correlation and maybe buy some stuff and unbox it. Who knows? So hopefully this will be good. Again, tell me down below in the comments what you guys want me to watch. And I'm not promising, because again, I have other stuff going on. I have like 100 things going on. But I will try to get to it one day. Because again, I want to expand my horizons for anime. And, you know, like I said, I love Sonic X. I love Pokemon, all that stuff. But, you know, there's more to anime than just those things. So if you can, you know, tell me what you think you would like or you think I would like, tell me down below. And I'd very much appreciate it. So thank you again, Comics 8, Animations 18, however you say it. I appreciate it. It was a good comment. And I never really made a full-on video about anime before. So there it is. Here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, not too well versed in it, but I'd like to know it a lot more. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.